It's my privilege to introduce our speaker for today, Mr. Kizito Kalima, who is commonly known and referred to as Z. Z was born in Rwanda as the 10th child of a loving Christian couple. His home was safely situated within a large family complex where he lived surrounded by his parents, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, and uncles. He did well in school, he enjoyed playing sports with friends, all of his daily needs were met with ease, and he enjoyed a very happy childhood. In 1994, when Z was 14 years old, his father was poisoned and died within hours. 1 month later, his mother, his sister, and her 6 children, plus many other extended relatives, were murdered during the Hutu-led genocide against the Tutsi, 2 Rwandan ethnic groups. Over a 3-month period in 1994, more than 1 million Rwandan citizens were murdered and several thousands more became displaced from their homes by political and governmental extremists. Z describes one of 4 times at age 14 when he survived death. He says, "I lay bleeding in a ditch littered with dead bodies after being struck with a machete, staring at the sky, waiting to die." He hid in swamps for 3 months, living off grass, dirty water, and whatever he could find before being liberated. Once rescued and restored to full physical health, it'll come to no surprise to see that it was basketball that became a saving grace in Z's life. At 6'9" with natural athletic ability and the knowledge of other Rwandans who had succeeded in this sport, he dedicated himself to being the best basketball player he could be, and it paid off. Basketball provided a way to America in 1998. He played in high school and college before suffering a career-ending injury. Despite having survived the genocide and finding a new life in America, Z struggled to live with the trauma he had experienced. A doctor who was trying to help him with migraines explained the need to talk about what had happened to him. Z started talking in 2005. Telling his story gave him relief, and he realized that he needed to help others find this same relief. Mr. Kalima founded the Peace Center for Forgiveness and Reconciliation based in Indianapolis, dedicated to helping youth overcome the legacy of violence, hatred, and division. The center offers conflict resolution training, mentoring programs, counseling service, ESL instruction, and assistance in finding employment and educational opportunities for young people who have experienced the pain of injustice or other traumatic events in their lives. Mr. Kalima is a public speaker, an advocate for genocide survivors, and hundreds of immigrants from Africa living in the Indianapolis area. Z has dedicated his life to helping people trapped in pain, hopelessness, and anger to learn reconciliation and forgiveness. Z holds a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Indiana University South Bend. He lives in Indianapolis with his wife, Stacy, and their 3 daughters, sisters Josiane and Liliane, Rwandan genocide survivors that they adopted, and a 3-year-old, Keza, who's here today. Nice to have you here, Keza. So will you join me in giving a warm Indiana Wesleyan University welcome to Z?
Thank you, Dr. Wright. Thank you, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you to Executive Council, board members, staff and student, and all of you who came to support and to support our loved ones for this special occasion. As you can tell, I'm a little nervous. I've been battling cold for a couple of days, but I'm good now. This is not a big deal. I want to say thank you to Almighty God. Without Him, I would not be here. As you can tell, by my name and my accent, I'm not from here. I was born I was born and grew up in a small country of East Central of Africa called Rwanda. 1994, we faced a genocide against Tutsi. 1.2 million people died because of an ethnic background within 100 days. That's 12,000 every day, 500 per hour, 8 people per minute. Among those who died were my parents, were my family, and I almost lost my life. My house was attacked, destroyed, and I ran away. I was caught and hacked with the machete. I was left to die in these dead bodies, and when I woke up, I found myself surrounded with dying people. I ran away, I was caught, I was placed in jail. At this moment, I knew that I'm gonna die, but I was trying to figure it out how I can die so quick without being chopped up or hacked with machete. I figured out a bullet would be the best way to die. So anytime I was getting caught, I run away. I run away, they chased me, shot at me, missed me. I got caught again. I run away, get shot at, and survived. And last time, I was caught, and I was tied up, and I was held at gunpoint. They took me back to the killing site, and I saw this horrific image that I stuck in my memory up to now. I saw a small car, a red Nissan Dancer, looked like a neon. They opened the trunk of a car and put my mom inside, closed the trunk, drove away. My mom was taken away. She was a kid in mass grave, and never get a chance to say goodbye or hug her. It was tough. It was rough. It's been 23 years, but I'm still struggling with it. I was taken back to jail, and in the middle of the night, I opened the back door and just ran away. This time I kept running. I found myself in the swamps. While I was in the swamps, I found that this higher dry ground, and I stayed there from April to July. Ask me what I ate, how I survived. That's God. If you believe in the God, that's real God. My God showed up there. He showed me how wonderful he was and how wonderful he is. The only thing I could do that time was reciting my rosary, the one my mama gave it to me. I grew up Catholic. And I remember one time when I was praying, and I said, Lord, if you ever rescue me from this madness and craziness, I'll work for you. I thought I was going to be a priest. I was going to be the tallest priest in the world. So when the war was over, I realized I was 100% orphan. I didn't have nowhere to go. The whole country was shut down. And that's why I realized I was living in hell. I regretted. I felt guilty. I felt like, why did I survive? Why my people died? Why me? Why me? So I was placed in refugee camps, group homes, foster family, orphanage, boarding school, government institution. By the end of 1995, I was on the verge of mental breakdown. I was trying to commit suicide many times, but God always showed up, saying, nope, I need you. I have a plan for you. 1996, the beginning of 1996, I decided to leave my country because my country at that time smelled so bad. Smelled like a dead bodies. It was so bad that I could smell, I could smell bad smells everywhere I was. I left my country. I didn't know where I was going. I lived in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. And right when I was in East Africa, the only thing just saved me or kept me alive, it was sports. I played every sport I could put my hands on. When I was in Kenya, I was running. You know Kenyans can run, right? Yes. They get up in the morning. Any Kenyans here? How about again? So they get up in the morning, run for no reason. But for them, they know they're preparing for marathon, Olympics. And I would join them because for me, I was preparing for life. Couple years later, I found myself here through basketball. I was happy to find a stable place to stay and something to look up to. I was able to stay in school and to go to school. But while I was in college, everything looks happy outside. It looks positive. You know, I was a typical college kid. I had an apartment, I had a job, I had a car. But inside, I was burning. Inside my heart, I was angry, I was upset. I lived on an edge. I used to fight for no reason, and I had this crazy migraine headache on a daily basis. And I remember one time, it gets to the point where I could not handle it. It started affecting me physically, and I went to seek help. And I met many professionals, and they advised me. They find out what I was suffering from. They diagnosed me with everything you can find in the DSM book. If you guys are social worker therapists, you know what I'm talking about. But I kept asking the doctor what these fancy names means. What is the PTSD? What is anxiety? What is depression? What is paranoia? He kept saying, lack of this, absence of this, inability to do this. But he forgot, or he was not able to find anything where I'm lacking God in my life, or there's absence of Jesus in my life, or inability to believe in God. When I found out I still have God in my life, I knew everything was okay. I knew it was a matter of time for me to get better, to be who I was meant to be. I did what I was supposed to do. I kept trying, and later on, I found the word of forgiveness. I decided to forgive anyone who killed my family, who almost chopped my head off, and anybody who killed my people because of their ethnic background. After I forgave the people, I started feeling better. I started feeling like a human being. I started being myself. I started seeing light. I started smiling, and I started reaching out. I realized that I was blessed enough to be able to function or to come back to life. And I started thinking about others. I started thinking about those kids who were at the same age as me and who are still suffering. And I know a lot of them because we have our own group. We had our own WhatsApp group. We didn't have that WhatsApp group that time, but we have our own group that time. We have our own way of communicating, but we were all angry and upset. So I started reaching out. I became a mentor to all of them, to whatever can listen to me. Among those I was helping, I ended up adopting 2 of them. One of them just finished college. He's right there. I was able to get married, to find a home and house. And everything I wanted, I was able to recreate a family I've been craving for. For all these years, I've been craving for a good family, a stable family. And I was able to do it. So, I have a couple messages for you today. First one, you're going to face challenges in life. Simple challenges. Finding a job or moving up on your job. And that will be, you can imagine, why is it so hard to find a job? You may find a job and go to work and you never find a parking. One of my jobs I place people to different employers. One of my participants, she got a job. She went to work. She was so excited, but she could not find a parking. She kept going around and she found this simple, open spot. And she went, it said, employee of the month. She parked there. She worked. After the job, her shift ended, she got out, and the security guard, told her that if she parked there next time, her car's going to be towed or she'll get a ticket. And because of her limited English knowledge, she could not understand. She called me. She said, Z, why they said they're going to tow my car, and I parked at the place where it said employee of the month. I just got hired this month, right? I tried to explain to her. I said, employee of the month is somebody who's been there for a while and who have earned the spot. So my message to you, work hard and earn your spot. Secondly, do not harbor anger, hatred, or revenge. Anytime you thinking about somebody who hurt you or who exploited you or took advantage of you, you're giving them a chance to control you, to dictate how you live. He said, let it go. The sooner the better. Forgive them and live a better life. Thirdly, number 3, keep God in your life. Let God be the center of your life. Let God lead you, guide you, protect you, and above all, let God use you. Because if He uses you, He ain't gonna let you fail. He didn't do it to me, He can't do it to you, right? We are His children, and as a parent, you can't let your kids fail, will you? Keep God in your life and let God be number 1 in your life. Number 4. Number 4, continue learning. Education. Education is the most powerful weapon that I ever met or had in my life. Nobody can take education from you. Nobody will take away what you learn. I speak more than 5 languages, and because of I went to school. And I don't think in my wildest dream that somebody can stop me speaking English. I don't think so. So education is a tool and it's a powerful weapon that will give you confidence. And the confidence, that's something you need to move forward. It has done for me. It has helped me to be who I am. And I'm encouraging you to keep learning. And the last one, you can overcome. You will overcome, or we shall overcome. While I was laying in the swamps, waiting for my day to come and die, I used to wonder what's going to happen if I ever survived. I have a lot of questions about my life, but I figured out that in order to overcome, you have to accept the changes. You have to face the challenges, and the most important thing, you have to be persistent. Do not give up. As soon as you give up, know that you are done. So we can overcome, we shall overcome, we just need to be persistent. 2009, I was diagnosed with diabetes. My sugar was so high that when I went to the doctor said it was almost 1,200. I didn't understand what it was. I was supposed to be in a coma. I was taken to ER, and I remember the doctor telling me that the sugar is so high, we're going to keep you here for a couple of days, and we're trying to put it, to get it down. And I asked the doctor, I said, man, when am I going to be cured? He said, it's not going to be cured. Diabetes can be cured, but it's manageable. When he said the word manageable, I was so happy because I know who I am and I know my God. And I remember my wife was crying. She's gonna kill me, say that. I know, my wife was crying, and I said, what is going on, Stacy? She said, Z, your sugar is so high. I said, how high is it? It's like, it's almost 1,200. I said, what is that? I didn't understand exactly what it was, honestly. She said, that's like a 10 times, 10 times than normal blood sugar. And trying to cheer her up, I said, man, I know I'm sweet, but there's too much sweetness. She didn't like it. she said, you think everything's funny? Eh? This is not funny. But I said, honey, I know it's not funny, but it's not genocide. So when everything goes wrong, you feel like you're overwhelmed and nothing's going the way you want it, trust me, just look back and look around and look up, call on God, and if you are here, just know that it is not genocide. Thank you.